Alright, welcome back guys to my YouTube channel. Sorry I haven't made a video in a while. I just want to start off this video by apologizing for the bad quality of my videos. Currently my laptop is too old to run any video editing software, and it's having some troubles. And long story short, I have to do these one take recordings of myself. So that's why all my videos will be one takes with no editing until I get a new computer. So bear with me while I do that. Um, Now to start the video. This video I'm going to be running through my top 10 favorite movies and real quickly why they are my top 10 favorite movies. Just to jump right in, my favorite movie is Braveheart, and there's a couple reasons for this. I'm a big fan of movies that tell like a whole complete story, where you meet the character and they go through a journey throughout the film, ending in a final conclusion of their story. Also, spoilers for people who haven't seen these movies. There'll probably be some spoilers in this video, so if you don't want any spoilers, you can pause it, watch the movie, and come back to it. And so, for those of you who've seen the movie, you would know that William Wallace dies in the end, which could make it a tragedy, but I still see it as an ultimately, happy ending of he fulfills his destiny. He goes to be with Murron, who he loves, and Scotland eventually wins its freedom. The main reason I like this movie is the soundtrack, which makes me cry every time I hear it. It's a beautifully composed score. James Horner with the London Symphonic Orchestra, I think it is it's incredible. He also does Titanic and a couple other movies with really good scores. And I love that. The acting is great. I love Scottish and Irish accents, so anytime I can get a lot of that, I can get 3 hours of it in Braveheart, which is pretty neat. And I think it's just a really well acted, well made, and well told story, and I love it. My second favorite movie is quite different. It is Mad Max Fury Road, which is my favorite for a totally different reason. It's mostly a guilty pleasure because Mad Max Fury Road is not the. It's not that much of a movie as much as it is just a long car chase scene, and that's why I love it. I mean, you have this almost a cult that is like their whole thing is driving muscle cars to an eternity of driving muscle cars, basically. It's very it's a very visual movie right from the beginning shot, which is very vibrant. A lot of vibrant colors, a lot of it's a lot of warm, bright colors that contrast between the desert and the sky. It's a very visual movie. Going into like the sandstorm where you have those big clouds for a big wide shot. You go into the storm. There's tornadoes, lightning. It's very visual, very visually stunning. And the cinematography is incredible. Now the acting is not the best. It's okay for what the movie is, but there's not a lot of character development. But it's a guilty pleasure movie of mine, and I think I can watch that all the time. It doesn't get old. It's pretty sick. It's a good movie. My third favorite movie is The Hitman's Bodyguard, which is probably is my favorite comedy. It's more of an action comedy a little bit, which I do enjoy action comedies, and the main reason for this one is honestly like I don't think I've laughed out loud so many times in a movie. It may not be the most outright comedy movie, but Ryan Reynolds and Sam Jackson going at it together is just like the chemistry between them is insane. And I didn't like the new one as much, but I thought it was pretty good. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard was pretty good, but The Hitman's Bodyguard is a hilarious movie, and I love it. And it's my third favorite movie. I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. Like, what more can I say? It speaks for itself. Third or fourth favorite movie is Saving Private Ryan, and I've always loved war movies. I think they tell really good stories. They're really well done. They put a lot of work into them, which I appreciate. Um, and it's they put work into it because it's a reverence thing. Um, you want to tell the story well, and you don't want to make a bad movie about what these people went through. So they're always really well done, and I appreciate that. And Saving Private Ryan is just wow. It's the score, the cinematography, the direction, the acting. It's a studded cast. I mean, Vin Diesel's in there. I love Vin Diesel. You got Tom Hanks. It's a very very well done movie. That it's a very good movie. Definitely my favorite war movie. My fifth favorite movie is the new James Wan movie *Malignant*. Probably some of you haven't seen it. A lot of you probably haven't seen it. And honestly, it's kind of a cheesy movie when you start to think about it. But really, it seems like they just gave James Wan a ton of money and said, go make a movie." And he took all of his experiences from other movies and just put it into one. And as a James Wan is my favorite director, and I loved to see everything from Saw and Insidious, The Conjuring, Lights Out, all the stuff that he did in all those movies put into this one movie. The cinematography was just incredible. The score was creepy. It was very, very well done. Same guy who scored Insidious, which that music terrifies me to this day. So, very, very well done. Cinematographer worked on some of the later James Wan produced movies, Conjuring universe and whatnot. So it's a collection of James Wan. It's basically James Wan's mind put into a movie, and it's brilliant. It's really brilliant. Uh, Next movie, sixth favorite, is Tenet. Christopher Nolan, obviously, it's like Inception on steroids. I do love a good hard sci-fi movie that makes me think, and this movie will give you a headache the first couple times viewing it. And I love that. It's very well thought out. It's very well directed. Cinematography again. I mean, it's Christopher Nolan. What can you say? It's going to be Christopher Nolan, and it's a ride, and it is spectacular. And a lot of people hate it because it's confusing, and I can't fault them for that. If a movie confuses you and you can't understand it, I wouldn't enjoy it either. But part of what I like to watch movies for is to try to figure out what they're saying. So for hard sci-fi, Tenet is a great one. It's my sixth favorite movie. Seventh favorite, I got Battle of the Five Armies, which may seem a little bit childish of me, but I'll still claim to be a child. I'm a film major. I'm pretty much still a child, but this is a very nostalgic movie for me because growing up, I think this movie came out when I was 12 or 13, and I watch this movie so much. I probably have it memorized. It is like, if I just need something that I just want to I'm feeling sad, I want to go back to a happy place, bam, Battle of Five Armies, and I'm back in middle school. And it's a very, I don't know, it's probably like the least creative of all of the Middle Earth installments, because it's pretty much just a massive battle, but it's like Mad Max for me. It's just what I love most about Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit for a 2-hour movie. And it's very well done. I love The Hobbit. I love Lord of the Rings. And it's a great movie. My eighth favorite is something that I used to not tell a lot of people, but I'm not afraid to embrace anymore, and that movie is Titanic. And now, before everyone starts yelling at me that I love a romance movie, yes, it is a romance, but it's also a disaster movie, and I love disaster movies. So, I mean, half of the movie is them running around the ship as it's sinking, so it's as much of a tragedy as it is a romance. And it's one of those movies, again, like I was talking about at the beginning. You meet a character, you get all the way to the continuance of the story, bam, it ends, it's final. And it's a very long movie, but it's very well acted, very well paced. It doesn't feel like it's that long, like you're engaged the whole time. The acting is definitely the highlight. The score too is beautiful, and I mean, it won all the awards for a reason. James Cameron is very good at what he does, and it's a great movie all around. And I'm not ashamed. It's not a thing that guys should be able to like artfully made movies, even if they are a little bit romancy. Ninth favorite movie definitely takes a turn again, and that is Fast 5, the fifth installment of the Fast and Furious franchise, which is my favorite franchise. I'll probably do a video of my favorite franchises at some point, and Fast 5 is considered by some to be the best. It is considered by me to be the best of the 5 movies, and I think that is. I'll probably do a video of the Fast and Furious franchise, explaining each movie. But in quick summary of why Fast 5 is probably the best. I think it's the best combination of, you know, cars in the original, story of Fast and the Furious with the new, action movie, spy, whatever, Mission Impossible kind of side. But it also is the first that introduces the whole family that we meet for the rest of the Fast and Furious movies. So I think it's very well done. It's entertaining, and I think it's the most sincere out of all the Fast and Furious movies, and it's my favorite. My 9th favorite movie as well. And my 10th favorite movie is The Color Out of Space with Nicolas Cage. It's not a very well known movie. I'm blanking on the director's name, but it's a smaller film. I watched it on Shudder, and I'm a huge fan of Lovecraftian horror, and this is about as Lovecraftian as you can get. There's some other Lovecraftian stuff out there, but this one's very Lovecraftian, and the cinematography. I love the surreal aspect of it with all the colors. Nicolas Cage provides an excellent acting job, as he always does, and it's a very ethereal and surreal movie, slow burn movie like I love, that just gets worse and worse as it goes. It starts as this normal everyday thing, and bam, by the end there's colors and trees killing people. People are going crazy, getting fused together, and it's a wild ride. And it's really well done, really well acted, really well made, and pretty cheap too. The budget to quality ratio, like I talk about for some of my movies, is pretty good considering other horror movies out there. And I think this one definitely stands at the top. Definitely in my top 5 favorite horror movies. And it is my 10th favorite movie. And there you go. That was kind of a long-winded video. Sorry for the pauses and unnecessary stuff that I can't cut out yet. So I'm hoping to get a new computer in the future. I don't know how long it'll be, but once I do, I'll get a video editing software, and hopefully these videos will be a little more polished. But until next time, it's been Brody with movie reviews. Those are my top 10 favorite movies. See you on the next one.